My dear Franklin Buell was very well ensconced in Buffalo as a famous reporter. His byline was there every day. People all over Buffalo knew his name and respected his name, and who wouldn't? He was a very respectable person, and I was so happy and glad for him that he was succeeding. And then, what do we want to tell the folks?
David Rockefeller.
Oh, yes, I was at 30 Rockefeller Plaza, 30 Rockefeller Center, almost every day of the week, trying to take care of my airtime buying at WNBC and the NBC television network, and interviewing so many famous people at the NBC television network, but never making that connection with the TV that we had to offer. So anyway, just getting off of the elevator was a very familiar face. It was David Rockefeller. Well, how'd you know it was David Rockefeller? He looked exactly like his dad. And he looked a lot like his granddad, too, John D. Rockefeller. No.
Nancy Crosby.
Nancy Crosby was a dear friend. You remember, I met her at the Asbury, Delaware Methodist Church in Buffalo. We did the church school together, and I persuaded her to leave the church school and go with me to Manhattan. And she was a great help and a friend and a source. And she's the one who taught me about veganism and how to feed cats and make them vegan. It's easy to make a cat a vegan. It only takes 2 or 3 days. A dog will eat anything. And now where are we?
Gerald Ford.
Oh, yes. I heard that Gerald Ford was coming to a country club in Westchester, one of these wealthy country clubs in Westchester. Probably the wealthiest community. No, I would think Fairfield County, Connecticut would be one of the wealthiest. Anyway, and I had my autograph book, and I took my TV camera, and I said, I'll go over there and see what's going on. And Franklin went with me. And I asked him for his autograph. And he says, well, not now. He says, I can't do it right now. And so a little while later, I asked him again. He says, no, I've got to finish this. He was there probably raising funds or getting votes or something. And so I let a half an hour go by, and I approached him the third time. And he says, all right, let's get this over with. And he gave me his autograph.
Ronald Reagan.
Oh, my mother and I were in Buffalo International Airport, and we were in a part of the airport where there were no other people. It was a hallway, and there was a stairs coming up from that hallway. And 2 men came up those stairs, and they were talking excitedly together. And one of them was Ronald Reagan. And he passed me by, and he went right over to my mother, and he shook her hand so congenially, all the time talking over this business deal with his comrade. That was fun.
Okay, jokes. Taillight.
Oh! The trooper stopped the motorist because the motorist didn't have a taillight. And the motorist turned around and looked, and he began to cry, and he began to shake. And the trooper says, it's not that bad, you just don't have a taillight. And the motorist says, but where's my wife and trailer?
Actor, I did.
A little Hollywood extra got his first speaking part in a movie. And here's the scene. The detective would say to the little Hollywood extra, did you see that woman drink that cup of coffee? And he was to say, I did. So the little Hollywood extra went home, and he rehearsed all of the different ways he could say, I did. and he came back to shoot the scene. The detective says, "Did you see that woman drink that cup of coffee?" And he said, "Did I?"
Seatbelts.
What?
Seatbelts.
Oh, seatbelts. Folks, you don't remember, do you, when seatbelts first came out? There were several seatbelts. One across the shoulder, one across the chest, one around the waist. A man bought a new car, and he said to his friend, "You want to go for a ride with me in my new car?" They had a lovely ride. They came home, and the man unbuckled all of the belts. He got out of the car, and his pants fell down. Now, where are we going to go from here? We will go from the year 1980 to the year 1985. And Glendora will be 52 to 57 or so. What about seeking God? No, still not there. Still not there. Still could not find that peace that passes all understanding. Grace and peace unto you, folks. If you want to continue this, I look forward to you in the next chapter.